Welcome guys to Dogs of War YouTube channel. Today we have round 3 of our state championship for X-Wing from Crucible 2015.
Yes.
Commentary, you have me Jesus.
And me Josh.
We got Damien to our left. He's from the Tampa area. He plays over in the Anthem Games, a great store. He's piloting Cornhorn E-Wing with fire control system, engine upgrade, R2-D2, veteran instincts, and not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Z-Wings.
Talas.
Yeah, Tala Z95s.
Which means they're at the Force pilot skill, which is pretty interesting. And I'm...
to the right, you have...
Yeah, we have Brian
from
Simpson.
the Okeechobee area.
From Okeechobee.
Which is Orlando.
And he's flying 4 Bandit Squad Z95s. And then we have one blue pilot, or one Blue Squadron pilot B-Wing with the modification E2 with Lando, and the other Blue Squadron B-Wing with the E2 modification with C-3PO. It's interesting.
Wow. That's a lot of ships.
It has 6 ships.
Wow.
And even when you look at the other side of the board, and he has these paired fighters with each other, it kind of looks like you're playing like a miniatures game or something along those lines, rather than X-Wing. It feels like you're playing a skirmish game. And
very weird, because when you see, normally when you see swarms like the one that Brian is playing, you see them over together, and he has them all. He has some to the left, some to the right, and some in the middle.
Yeah,
you know,
I think like maybe pairing them up in squadrons of 3, maybe a little bit. I guess normal, but
he has the Z95s in the both flanks, depending where the guy, because he's had to set up first.
Yeah, he had to,
and then there has the B-Wings in the middle, because those are the heavy hitters, and they can easily go to wherever fight. Left or right. So,
yeah, I guess because his disadvantage is that he's deploying first, he has to kind of spread out and be able to engage on any front, which he was ready for, and his setup even let him do that more efficiently, with the Z95s being at that 45-degree angle as well.
Yeah.
And so we got some forward movement going from the Z95s and B-Wings. Also something different that we don't see from a lot of swarming players is...
He flashed a card.
I think he was flashing Lando. Because I was a little confused seeing the evasion icon next to a B-Wing, because it doesn't have that action, but that would be the reason why. So the orange B-Wing has Lando on it.
So how does Lando gives him evade?
He's in action. You roll 2 defense die, and whatever icons pop up on the defense die, you're allocated those tokens.
Oh.
So if you whiff, you don't get anything for that action. But the interesting thing is that he's not running a completely uniform and mirror list with a swarm. Generally, you want to have like a completely uniform or mirrorable list, so that it's easier to fly your ships, and not having one certain ship with your other ships, you're not at a disadvantage per se. Because there's 2 different two different crew slots on those B-Wings, you're kind of at a... It's weird. I don't like it. I'm OCD about that.
So the Battle of Tampa Bay versus Orlando.
So we got 3 hits onto E-Wing. Then 2. It looks like he dodged both of those, though. shooting?
Cornhorn.
Oh, he's got a double tap right now. Really interesting.
I guess he's just gonna beeline it out of there because he's about to encounter the 4
Yeah, he's
ships.
probably gonna go straight forward 5. I would expect that, and he has engine upgrades, so he'll be able to soft turn as well.
So I'm assuming that Cornhorn's gonna get the hell out of there. Like it's like Josh said, just go 5 forward.
5 forward.
That's an engagement he's gonna lose.
Oh yeah, you do not want to be a little fragile ship facing what could be 6 to 4 ships. Evasion dice only get you so far.
So in this turn, we saw a ton of Z95s. Is that like the new go-to cheap ship?
It is the cheapest ship in the Rebel fleet.
The cheapest thing in the game, I think.
It's tied with the TIE Fighter, yeah.
Oh, TIE Fighter's 13 also?
12. The Bandits are 12. The Talas are 13. The only difference there is 2
pilot skill.
Pilot skill. I mean, we were, before the Z95s came out, we were leading towards a kind of Rebel swarm tactic, at least at our store. And then with the Zs popping into our meta, they really expanded the opportunity of actually doing Rebel swarms. It's really interesting that that there's that blah 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 that capability is being able to happen for the Rebels. It's a different field than the Imperial swarms, but still a swarm nonetheless.
Yes.
So I have a feeling. Ooh, bumpy. No, barely not. Seemed like a practice maneuver.
So here comes the other Z's reinforcements to engage them in the flank.
I was half expecting both of those Z's to hard turn. That way it kind of expanded the firing arcs.
Target lock.
Target locking the Lando B-Wing.
Yeah, I think it was out.
Oh, okay, because he's focusing back there. Yeah. And he's in. Whoa! Earthquake! Going 5 forward. I strongly suspect a boost either to the left or right in this instance. I don't think he can do the right boost, but he's just going to go straight. Which I think the only ship that has an arc on him is that Z closest to Brian right now. Dodged for 2. Dodge both of them. Range 3. Blank.
Oh, wow.
Reroll for 2. Or 1. And dodged it looks like. Or
No.
did 1 point of damage. On a B-Wing, that's nothing really.
Ooh, very close.
I feel like that die roll should have happened in the, oh. Are we seeing... Ah, there we are. Wow!
What?
Cornhorn was out of that Z95's arc, but was in another one's. But still no damage went down on Cornhorn.
It's about to get juicy fast.
that Z95 squadron that's barreling right down this asteroid field. Like, do the bees turn to face this? And even if they do, they won't probably get actions because the Z's are going to be right in front of them.
Problem is gonna be whoever gets hot dice because those Z's die very easily. So they have what, 2 and 2?
Yeah, and 2 dodge dice, and 2 attack dice.
That's not fair. They're the same points as the X-wing, and the X-wing only gets 3
the TIE fighter.
TIE fighter, and then they get 3 hit points.
3 hit points
and
to
these
their
get 4 hit points.
They have 1 less dodge die. They also have.
You can't depend on dodge.
They have less actions.
Oh, okay.
It seems like FFG puts an emphasis on actions on an action bar, because TIE fighters have a better action bar. They don't get target lock, they get focus, which they both have. But the TIE fighter also gets evasion and barrel roll.
Okay.
So I guess if you take the evasion token every turn, essentially you're getting that extra hit point every turn, really. Okay, so the B-Wing is there now. Just got a barrel roll? Okay. So it looks like Brian is going to have a little rough time engaging this engaging this Z swarm that's coming right down the throat of oh boy. Is that on top of an asteroid? Yep. No damage though. Also means no arc. 2K or 3K, excuse me. Oh, did that bump? I think it bumped.
It
did. Which is going to cause a big bumper.
Traffic jam.
Except maybe that rear one. Well, I guess there was enough space from that rear Z95. So 2 of Brian's Z95s didn't get action. Or, excuse me, Damien didn't get actions. But it looks like one of the Z95s from Brian landed on an asteroid, so it's not going to get a shot.
I'm confused with where's where.
It's actually kind of cool. Brian did an excellent job paint. He painted all of his ships except for the Dagger Squadron B-Wing.
Oh, he did?
They all have like an orange and white paint theme to them.
Sweet.
And each one of the Z95s had an individual scheme to them. So they all looked different. And it really gave that impression that they are individual pilots.
Sweet.
And me, I love orange and white together. It's a weird paint scheme that I think works really well together.
So, props to Brian for, nice work on his painting.
So Damien has an advantage here because his ships are firing before. But that's only truly an advantage if he can pick off a ship beforehand. So, can he kill this B-Wing before it starts firing? And it looks like he didn't do it this turn.
2 dodges.
So the Z to the forward Z here at range 1. For 1, but no dodge. I see what you're saying here about like what is actually going on, because there's a bunch of Z95s bumping into each other here. One did.
One did.
Okay. Okay, there's one Talagon.
Brian has first destroyed blood.
Finally. It looks like he successfully dodged that one.
All the shooting is done.
And now we're going back to the planning phase, and Damien has one less ship.
So Brian still has 2 ships over him because he started with 1 ship over him.
Yep.
Now he has 2.
But the question really comes down to how damaged is that B-wing right now?
Yeah.
If it's like just skimpering along, does he... Because he's shooting second, he may not be able to use that B-wing again. He's maneuvering first, so that B-wing is not going to be able to K-turn, especially in the position it is. I feel like that B-wing is just going to try and get out of dodge.
Get out of dodge. And it's a good... I like Brian's list because you have the meaty of the B-wing, which is an opponent you're scared of because they hit you hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you concentrate on them, they're going to take a while for you to kill them, while the rest of his other 4 ships is going to bear hell on you.
As Brian...
but you can't ignore them because they're going to be hitting you hard, and then...
They're the hardest hitting ship in the list.
Yeah, so...
I mean, as Brian, you're happy to see your opponent focusing on a B-wing and not kill them. That's the thing. If you lose a B-wing, you're losing a lot of power in your list.
Yeah. But that's 8 hit points you shoot through.
It's 8 hit points, so it's difficult to do. Absolutely. It's not impossible to do. But one of Damien's ships couldn't even fire at that B-wing that he was concentrating on that turn because it bumped into him.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the maneuver dial expectation?
I threw that out the window as soon as ships start bumping into each other.
How can you plan? You can just pick and hopefully you can do the maneuver.
That's pretty much it.
So
that B-wing is trying to turn towards over there, and oh, he had a critical effect that when he bumps into somebody, he takes a point of damage. Should have hard turned, sir. You should have hard turned.
My God, I think it's the first time I've seen that critical effect do work. Regardless of hit points, or it does 1 point of damage?
It does 1 point of damage, so
more likely it was hurt.
Oh yeah, every ship on Damien's side that could shoot at it did shoot at it.
Okay.
So I guess he did do just enough to knock it down to 1 hit point. But he was able to do a critical effect that basically let it kill itself.
So being now Damien, should he now concentrate on the second B-wing?
Let's see.
If you could get shots to that?
I would say where ships are going.
Oh, depending.
I mean, that was really the only maneuver that ship had. I think I may have K-turned with that forward Z95, but it's hard to really assess where stuff is going. Bumping there. So the downside here is his Damien's ships really don't have anything to fire at. It looks like that middle Z95 can fire at that Z95, which is at range 1, which is fortunate. 3 damage going down. Dodging 2 of them, so only 1 nicking the shields, it looks like. Then we have this Z95 at range 2. I'm assuming to the one that got shot at from that forward Z95 that couldn't shoot at the B-wing. Or trying to do... Which one are you doing? 1 hit, 1 dodge. So it doesn't matter.
Now it's Brian's turn to retaliate. He has a lot of shots coming in.
Yeah, there's... I mean... Brian has the... I feel the... position advantage right now. Cornhorn hasn't been into a fight in a really long time, so he's really relying on his 4 Talas to brawl with these 6 ships, and he needs to get in here.
I think that was a mistake. Cornhorn.
I think Cornhorn should have K-turned a while back so that he could come back in.
I agree. Because he has... That's 46 points of his armies. Half his list is just not doing nothing over there.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he comes back in...
It's not like he's hurt either. Not truly hurt. I think he took a bunch of shield damage, which he's repaired by now. Or no, he didn't even take a lot of shield damage. I think only one ship shot at him, and he dodged most of it. Okay.
So they're planning right now. Still, it's a big mess in the middle. You can't try to predict what's going to...
I mean, it's a little bit easier. Maybe.
This is the reason why I personally... I'm a bad player when it comes to X-Wing, so I'm not boning that we're good. But when it comes to swarms like this part of the game is just too rough for me.
I honestly think this is my favorite part of the game, because it gives you that kind of like... You always see it in the movies where all these ships... They're going towards each other. They start shooting at each other, and they go past each other, and they're all swarming everywhere. And that's what you get that feel from this moment in the game.
Yeah, it's very
thematic.
But as the pilot of this whole swarm, at least for me, is like rough to try to predict. and that just making sure that each pilot, but then it's making sure what you did prior to make sure you're not bumping into your own guys.
Something you have to do here as well is you, as the person piloting your ships, have to determine what is more important. Is it more important that I get an action off this turn, or more important that I get an arc on a ship that I want to destroy?
True.
9 times out of 10, you're going to pick the arc. Brian has the advantage in that particular instance because he knows where ships are when he does his maneuvers. So he can do calculated maneuvers to bump into certain ships to give him specific type of arcs. Damien has the advantage because his ships move last to have the action advantage, in theory. 3K there. That's a nice little arc for that Z95. Yeah. Are we doing a... Nope, just... That Z95 is very unhappy. Then we have... Okay.
Couldn't move.
Yeah. Wait, it was bumping into other things. And so, Cornhorn, buddy. Does he have PTL on Cornhorn?
No.
No, he has veteran instincts. Okay. Barrel rolling to get another arc on that. Oh, I guess it's a different Z95, but dodged both of them. Taking a point of damage on that Z. Blanks. Is it a dead Z? Not yet. So hard to tell. Yeah, that was... Okay. If he did indeed bump into that... if Brian bumped into that middle Z95... That's on top of the Death Star right now. So that his only shot was going to be at that B-Wing. It was going to be a bad maneuver. But fortunately, he was able to bump in such a way that he can still fire at a Z95.
Oh, oh, they're still in the okay, now it's Brian time to shoot.
Yep, Brian's now shooting now.
Ooh, lost another ship.
Lost his second Z95. It's gonna be rough.
That's another
Dodging.
ship.
No,
Lost
no.
2 ships.
In this turn? Really? Range 2. Blanks. All right.
Damien only has 2 ships left. We'll see when you put the dials.
Damien has the middle Z95 just off of the Death Star, and the one that is next to the other Z95, and of course Cornhorn, who's just got his second shot off, technically third shot off this game. But his ships have been taking a lot of beating.
Yeah, he has 3 left.
Yeah.
Oh, I said 2 now, man.
Yep. He has 2 Z95s left.
And Brian has only lost 1 B-Wing.
Yeah. Brian... there's just a lot of Z95s that I believe have a decent amount of damage on them, just not able to, or he's hanging on to them real tight, which is awesome for Brian. It's giving him a huge advantage right now.
It's getting a little bit more clear now, the middle, so it'll be easier to maneuver now.
Yeah, the ships are finally breaking out of this bumper car formation now. We get some pretty clear K-turn maneuvers right now, I feel. The bumpity.
The bump. Boom, boom, boom. Dun-dun-dun. And another bump. No,
nope.
No,
just a one maneuver. Ooh, interesting.
What does the EL does with the B-Wings?
The E2?
Yeah.
It gives them a crew slot. That's why
okay.
Lando and C-3PO are capable of being in those ships. Nice maneuver there.
So a Cornhorn shoot double tap this turn. Is that your head?
I think that was my curly hair. Yep. Focus. Oh, Cornhorn. Firing range 1. 4 hits. It looks like spends it. Nope.
Ooh.
Just.
Could Cornhorn shoot again? Has it been the same target?
No, he gets to. I believe he gets to just fire again.
Oh, okay.
So at the end of this, but now he doesn't have a target to double tap.
Oh, he should.
Because it's in the end phase that he does it. And he didn't want
to. Lost 2 ships?
Brian just lost 2 Z95s.
Ooh.
So now he's down to half of his list.
Wow, it's going to be a close match.
Yeah, but Damien lost another Z. Shooting at, what is that, range 3 or range 2? Dodge one of them. Or he just focused for both, I think.
Again, the key here is to get Cornhorn.
Cornhorn has to get a shot. because he didn't double tap
Because
last
he could
turn.
tear down those Z95s easily.
Oh yeah, he can one shot a Z95.
Yeah. 4 hits and then
4 damage, and then he could possibly pop 2 of them.
yeah.
A nice passive play from Brian, slow turning into the arc of where he may Cornhorn may go, and then backing out up with a nice Z-wing landing. So he may have suspected Cornhorn to K-turn, and if that's the case, he may have a rough Cornhorn may have a rough time surviving that blow. Unless that headhunter can pick off somebody as well.
Yep, you predicted it right.
Those 2 Zs are perfectly aligned for that, but can Cornhorn pick off somebody? Looks like, is that barely a range 1? Yes, it is. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any fixing. It's going to be 1 damage. And he's focusing to get rid of it. That ship must be very badly damaged. Only 1 going through. And I think I would have shot at the... well, that means that those ships don't have any dice fixing against Cornhorn now.
But Damien had a little bad streak there rolling.
2, 1. Or that was none, actually. Range 3. We're going to see if it's range 2. Oof. Wow. I think 1 damage went down. Then the double tap. Ouch! 3 damage onto a Z95. Does it pop it? No.
Nope.
Oh gosh.
That Z95 is like a bad zit. You can't pop it out. Man, this is close. Close.
Oh man.
Cornhorn
needs to now get out of there.
He's hurting.
Does he have R2-D2?
Yes.
Oof. I'm trying to think of a maneuver that would be beneficial for Cornhorn.
And that's none.
If he goes forward 5, he's not going to regen shields that he lost. And that B-Wing may be able to follow him.
Ooh.
Those Z95s I don't think have the correct arc.
No,
that one does.
He's doing that so he bumps them.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be bad because if he bumps on the B-Wing, he can still shoot at Z.
And
Cornhorn. That way he can't clear his stress. No, he would clear his stress. He didn't do a white maneuver, green maneuver.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Doing a soft. Ooh.
Oh, that's not a good one.
Not even a boost really gets him out of this situation. And he can't fire. That's the kicker.
Why?
Because he double tapped last turn.
No, there was no targets. Oh, were there?
No, when he K-turned, he double tapped into another one to see if he popped it.
No, he just.
Oh,
shot.
okay, never mind. I'm herp derps. See if he has that 1 dodge from the B-Wing. If he kills the B-Wing, 3 go through. Look, 2 crits. Is one of them double damage? Just a question. Or blinded pilot. That would be really good as well.
I don't know. Survived. Here's the other Z.
Yep, the other Z, range 1 at that Z. All the Zs.
Whiffed.
Yep. B-Wing point blank. Dodging 2, taking 1. He's fortunate in that respect.
Wow, every time the two ships meet, man, my toes cringe. Just kidding. This is a slug out.
Definition of.
I think this next turn is going to be crucial. There's a lot of ships there. He only has 1 or 2
Not
hit
only
points
that,
left.
time is coming up close too. So these guys, the point values for these two lists are fairly similar. How close is how many points is Cornhorn's full loadout?
46.
46 and
so
13.
He has 59 points.
59. So he's technically has a
Advantage.
9-point advantage, which would give
any ships you lose will be.
If the game ends right now, it's only a modified win for Damien. So, and right now at the 4th round.
This is the 3rd round.
3rd round. So it's not quite enough to like have a heavy way on who will proceed into the finals, but you still want that full win to come through. Bumping still gets him range 1 of that Z95 though.
Please don't get Cornhole out of the
Wow,
picture.
that's nice.
Barrel
roll, yep. Getting that range 1 shot onto that B-wing again.
Yep. Oh, 1 hit. Oh. Misses.
Wow.
And then shoots twice again to the B-wing and he dodges. Wow. And I think time got called.
That time got called, so they decided nothing else could have wiped the board, so they decided to do the double tap for Cornhorn, and
but still, even if he would have killed the B-wing, it would have still been a modified win.
it would have been a win for Damien.
Oh, would?
Yeah, because Damien is at a 9-point benefit. He needed to kill one more ship in order to
be a full win.
Wow.
Another guys, another nail biter. Slug out of weenie ships. Congratulations to Damien. It's a modified win, but a win nonetheless. So he moves to 2-1. 2-1-0.
2-1-0?
Yeah, I guess so. So he moves to round 3. No, 4. Sorry.
Yep.
And Brian goes to.
I think he's 1-2.
Yeah, 2-0-1.
There's no ties in X-Wing.
So guys, like us, like the video if you like it, subscribe if you haven't, and
stay tuned for round 4.
Thank you guys. Bye.